Welcome to Focus in the Noise. Let's talk real conversations, real experiences, no shortcuts. You're watching Focus in the Noise with your host, Ed Newby. Wanted to talk a little bit today. I went to the doctor's office about 2:30 this afternoon, and we went through a battery of things. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be alarmed about. I went for a checkup. Just a good old-fashioned, hey, what's going on? This does this doesn't do as much as this. Just an old-fashioned talk to the doctor. Why wouldn't we treat our air conditioner the same? Why wouldn't we treat our electrical panel or water heater the same? If we do things proactively, we try to stave off those things that are coming down the road, right? So maintenance is what I would like to talk to you about today. Maintenance, I did a post not that long ago. It says maintenance is a couple $100. Damaged systems because of lack of maintenance is thousands of dollars. So it is the very best thing you can do to make sure that your 10, 12-year-old air conditioner still is kicking down the road. Does it mean because it's old, it's time to throw it in the trash? God, I hope not, because, I have a birthday this year, be turning 50. So now I'll get into further things about that. I don't love a system that runs forever. However, simple things like maintenance lets us catch and evaluate how the system's running today. And if we had a history of that, say we did it last year and the year before that, or we just installed a new system and now it's this next year and we're checking up how we did. What is the benefits of that? Well, I have seen it in this town where somebody has a system installed and for a year they didn't have any good airflow. Right? You get in there and you're the second customer in or your next second company in, and they're like, hey, this thing hasn't been blowing since it was installed. Well, wouldn't it be nice to find out the first 2 or 3 days that you install the system that they never hooked a duct up and it's been blowing cold air in the attic like a northern wind? I wish that didn't happen. I see things that are left off of systems constantly. So one of our policies here at All Star AC Plumbing and Electrical is that we do a quality check within a week. So we put the system in, you don't pay for it. We set a guy out, a manager or somebody that has some authority in there to go through and just check the quality of the whole system. A system that comes pre-charged, okay? Those systems have Freon, refrigerant, whatever you want to call it, already in it. So if you had that system installed in the middle of the winter, guess what? There's a really good chance that your technician, your installer did not check the refrigerant that well because it was 30 degrees outside. So come this spring or this summer when the heat kicks in, hey, the new system's not cooling. Okay, well, that is all part of what we're finding out on maintenances. Have you ever heard that drip in the middle of the night? You looked up the ceiling and the ceiling's wet. Wouldn't it have been awesome to know that before that night or before you go on vacation that the drain line is clogged? Did you know you have some components that we could throw some meters on? Check the capacitor. Does anyone know what the biggest cause for a service call is, especially in Houston, Texas? The capacitor. The capacitor. Okay. So the capacitor runs the fan and the compressor. So finding out things like that is key to making sure you don't have service disruptions. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about a maintenance plan. Doesn't mean we come out once a year. It's 2 times a year at least to check the AC during the heat season, the hot season, when the AC is running. Check the furnace when it's time to turn on the furnace for heat. So that doesn't mean we go upstairs in the attic and we get on the iPhone and we flip through reels and we're watching Focus in the Noise podcast. Our maintenance programs are designed to take measurements and readings of the real-time things of what's going on in the system. So we're checking the blower motor. We're checking the drain lines. We're checking the capacitors. Did you know you had 2? You got one up in that furnace. You got one outside, wherever outside is in this building. So capacitors. Did you know that a capacitor can run at a lower level than it's supposed to? So say it's rated at 45 microfarads. It'll still run your unit at 40, But what you don't know is that it's running it like a battery that's running down. And the less capacity you have in your capacitor, the harder the motor works. So not only are we about to lose our air conditioner, we're hurting it. So today's big message is get the system looked at by a professional. A professional. All-Star AC Plumbing and Electrical comes to mind, especially in Houston, Texas, where we're not just getting up there and playing on our phones and goofing off. We're writing down the measurements. So if I know this year the motor's running at this, next year I can see it's running at that, I can compare the two. I can use notes. Also, I cannot express this enough. A lot of the companies, not mine, and not a lot of them, but plenty of them, especially the guys that have electricians and things like that. I've seen so many times where maintenance is getting done by a guy that doesn't even work in the air conditioning department. Think about that for a minute. Does your company do pest control? Would you like the bug man to go out there and look at the freon levels in your unit? I don't think so. Look, we have plumbers, we have electricians, we have air conditioning technicians at our company. I do not ask my electrician to go up there and do a tune-up on your AC system. Why? That's not his skill set. That's not his purpose. My AC guy is not going out there and changing the breakers in your breaker panel. Same thing. So you got to make sure it's done and it's done correctly and it's done often. At All-Star, I don't know where everybody else shops, and I hope that you're considering us. We do buy one, get one. We have been for a while, where you buy a system of maintenance, $189. You get the second year. So that's 4 visits. Plus in the spring, we're coming back and we're doing a whole plumbing inspection. We'll also take a look at that electrical panel. Do you know that you have, breakers that trip constantly or even rarely, but they do trip. And then you go back in the garage and you flip it back on. And it immediately turns back off. You flip it back on and turn it back off and flip. Don't do that, by the way. If it keeps tripping, turn it off, leave it off, call All-Star, get the electrician out there. My guy, Don, is a beast when it comes to electrical. So short, cheap plug for Don. Anyway, I don't go to the eye doctor to get my neck checked. Okay. So it's putting the right people in the right places at your home and bring them out enough time to where it makes sense. So in a maintenance agreement, you are signed up and we are scheduled. We're calling you. You don't have to call us and find us. We're coming out and we're doing a full battery of tests on your air conditioning system in the spring and again in the fall in the furnace. We want to make sure that the system is operating at its best level that it can, that it's clean, and you're not going to have breakdowns. We also give you 10% off of parts and pieces when you do buy something. So say you need a sink put in, you're one of our customer members, we're going to give you 10% off that sink, whatever it was, toilet, water heater, things like that. So consider us All-Star AC Plumbing and Electrical. It's a short plug for my own company, but guess what? I'm still at work. It's 7:00 in the evening. But no, not a big, huge lecture, but letting you know that if you do the maintenance on a system and you do it appropriately in the amount of time, we change your filters, we tell you to clean something. Here's just the other thing. Does your company tell you to clean the coil every year? Do they tell you that, you need a new capacitor? What are they giving you to show you that you need this stuff? Okay. So yes, proper maintenance prevents technicians. You don't want to see me more than twice a year. I'm sure of it. I know it gets expensive. Also, we're here recently in Houston. They ran a news article, or actually it was a part on the news. And it was about customers ordering capacitors online and changing them themselves. Okay. Let's talk about that for just a second. Yes, I understand you can order a capacitor online, likely. And a lot of you do-it-yourselfers have no problem changing it. But do you know how many times that I have heard where the customer buys the capacitor, the wrong size, by the way, buys the capacitor, goes to the thermostat on the wall, turns the power off, shuts it to off, gets out their tool set, goes out there and starts turning screws outside, grabs the wires. Guess what? Zzz, that didn't turn off the power. The thermostat just doesn't signal out there to tell it to turn on, but it's still live. I'm okay with folks trying to save a few bucks. I am. Trust me, I don't change my own oil anymore, but I get it, right? It's the time savings, it's the cost savings. But if you put the wrong thing in, you hurt yourself. Was it worth it? It wasn't. Like I said, the capacitor is the biggest item that's going to break down on you in the system. And that's for everywhere, especially in Houston when it's 110 and humid as it can be. So what have we done differently on capacitors? Without giving out trade secrets, we put in a massive super beast. We call it the Starlight capacitor at All Star. The way we do things differently. The manufacturer gives it a 5-year warranty. We take it the next step. I know this is going to be the last capacitor that you're going to buy with us. So it's not $200, it's not $300, it's like $589 for this capacitor. It's the last one I guarantee you'll buy. Because if it fails in the time that you have that unit, I'm going to replace it. I'm going to give it to you for free. So lifetime warranty on that. Here's the other kicker. Ed, I've got a 5-year-old system. How are you going to give me a lifetime warranty? How can you do that? Well, Mr. Customer, even better than giving you that warranty and telling you I'll come back and change that capacitor because the ones that we have are fantastic. If you need a new unit, I'll take that Starlight capacitor off your unit, the old unit, and I'll put it on the new one. And it'll run 10 times better than what comes out of the factory. Starlight capacitor, it's only at All Star. We warranted ourselves. So check it out. Call us 855-367-6922 if you'd like to buy the last capacitor that you've ever had. It's a beast. It is a lot different. I'm actually going to do a display here before too long. I'm going to cut these things open. A regular start capacitor, dual run capacitor. You cut it open, you pour it out. Looks like Wesson oil or cooking oil. The oils that are in the Starlight capacitor are high temperature. I mean, that stuff is thick and it is no joke. So keeping the temperature off that capacitor is key. I mean, if the manufacturer already gives you a 5 times what more people give you the warranty and we extend it to lifetime, why would you buy one anywhere else? And how many times do I hear, well, Ed, you just said it's $589 for a capacitor. Such and such down the street's $299. Okay, I get it. It's not cheap. I didn't say I was going to put in a cheap capacitor. I said I was going to put in the last capacitor. And that's the difference. Did you know that you can change a capacitor every year, every 2 years, every 3 years when that system's getting older? You've been watching Focus and the Noise with Ed Newby. I really appreciate your time. We'll see you guys next week.